Hello everybody, welcome to watch my channel. This is a new video on my While You Were Gaming series about current political and world events, news events, in other words. And as you can see, I'm playing a clip of Battlefield 1 while I'm doing this voiceover on this video, and I guess this video's topic should of course be the results of United States presidential elections that were quite shocking, and I'm not exaggerating this by no means. The results where the Republican candidate Donald Trump won the election, won the majority of the representatives in the electoral college, whereas his opponent Hillary Clinton got most of the votes. The result of the election is, well, it was a surprise to many, and that's why one of the establishment media and the, I guess, Hillary fans across the world who were anticipating her to win and continue the democratic legacy of Barack Obama, people who wanted things to stay the same, people who wanted that United States should project its power worldwide as it's done up until now, were quite indeed shocked, and
we have taken objective.
There's been at least a case here in Finland where the let's say the intellectual class and I guess the intellectual yet idiot Saimpa Nassim Talib is quite good way to describe it, referring to a group of people who are only partially at least invested in these ideologies and willing to support the candidates no matter what the cost is. And I have to be honest that the election and the how it's been portrayed in the news and all the comments around it and and I think about all the groups that have been given an opportunity to voice their concerns it's been really interesting how the corporate media has indeed tried to portray itself as, well, the media was anything but impartial, were strongly favoring one candidate over other, and were openly, well, at least semi-openly colluding. It was open, the support for Hillary was open in the corporate media establishment, and the nouveau media or the alternative media or the independent and in that sense not obviously impartial, but yes, less of these conflicts of interest when it comes to their form of journalism. So there was this kind of divide, a same kind of divide with all the voices within the media, all the traditional media, the big cable television networks, and the larger print media, and some of the newer internet medias, and of course social media was part of it. And to be honest, it's been a mess, and the fallout of this election will puzzle us for years to come, that's for sure. And It was up until recently that I felt safe enough. Well, I had to put some distance between the election and the well, let the dust settle, so to speak, and try to distance myself also emotionally from this apparent victory over the status quo in essence. But in the end, what will happen to the campaign promises is left to be seen, and there is, at this point, there's no way of telling what will happen, and of course there are the promises made along the campaign trail are not all fully, in essence, convertible to real life actions. But I guess one of the more concrete examples, like building the wall, no matter what kind of wall, will be paid by the Mexicans. That will be left to see. It is, I guess, it's one of the more concrete and evident and easy to really do stuff, even though the building of it will be a symbolic feat, but it will be at least a clear intention that some of the promises were in a sense fulfilled, even if the actual function to keep masses of immigrants and refugees from Central and South America, keeping them in a way outside the US, that might not be achieved because the people didn't recognize or didn't want to recognize that during this age of planes and tunnels, the wall as a physical obstacle was just ludicrous. But it'll definitely make things more difficult, I'd say, and it certainly can be counted as some kind of public infrastructure. So in a sense, that's to you could think that it's two birds with one stone kind of a deal. But I do hope that the future administration, if it even will happen, we don't know at this point. There's still some time before the inauguration, and depending on what kind of lineup Trump's administration will have, will there be any overt or covert influence of all the known power brokers of the past administrations? Will there be lobbyists from the Wall Street? We've been told that there is, in a sense. Even Steve Bannon is one of those, because he worked for Wall Street and he's the strategic advisor for Trump, and very controversial as a person. But I guess in a way I have to say that when looking at things, what's been happening over the past couple of weeks since the results were in a sense finalized and the reality became evident, is that the media is willing, I guess that would be the word, is the media, or the certain parts of the corporate media, the most visible and the loudest, and in a sense what was the old status quo, not the new one. The old status quo is very loudly lambasting Trump's choices, and some of them are quite rightful to do so, but most of it seems to be something of a temper fit over the lost golden age of influence inside the regime, and they've become useless to much to the extent, and they are they've in a sense lost the power, or big parts of it. So in a way they've forfeited certain elements there, like New York Times, CNN, Washington Post, MSNBC, and the likes of who forfeited their journalistic ethics long time ago, and up till recently it became more evident for the bigger masses or media consumers that they've done so. They've done it a long time ago. That's been the case, and this phony war against fake news outlets seems to be just directed towards the nouveau media, or the new media, who is now being accused of spreading fake news. And definitely there is some of that, because there are we're all merely people, and we make put choices, and we do have our own biases. There might be some ideologically twisted points of view that are not in accord with reality, in a sense that there's always this little strong influence on our thinking. So what we see now is well, Trump is elected. He's the president-elect. He's not inaugurated. He's trying to form the lineup of his administration, his government. He's already announced some of the choices, like the UN ambassador and the Attorney General, Chief of Staff, and the likes, and the military advisor, and these kinds of things, and there are certainly a great deal of conflicts of interest when it comes to Trump's businesses abroad, and his past and future dealings, perhaps, and how to make the transition within his own media empire. How will he transfer his businesses to his offspring and children, in that sense that the possible conflicts of interest will be minimized, and that's an interesting thing, and I hope that he is willing to do so. Okay, but there's other things now. There's been I guess the old establishment is not dead, not nearly yet. There's the deep state still yet. Deep state, also called also the shadow government, is still there. There are still a number of the power brokers that are still alive and well, even though they're a bit off balance and perhaps in a panic over what's going to happen, and if their future is secure now with Trump's administration, and that remains to be seen, obviously, and we will be at least looking forward to what's going to happen, and will all the demonization of him be of any use. And well, that's been the question now, and if you've not been living under a rock, that's most likely what you've seen on now, that people are distraught, people are feeling the burn, so to speak, not feeling the burn, in essence, that there's a new sheriff in town, so to speak. But I still think that some of the corruption within Washington and around, things like things concerning the WikiLeaks emails and Pizzagate, infamous Pizzagate, still going on, and concerning the Wiener emails and the Clinton server and all that kind of stuff. they're still going on, and I hope there will be some kind of solution to them in the future.
We have lost objective.
But so that's all of it now. Thank you for watching.